Hello everyone, welcome back to LARP She. I'm Faye, and today I'm here to talk to you about Armistice Arcane. So, for anyone who's new to LARP, or new to this channel, or new to Armistice Arcane is a Victorian-era Penny Dreadful style LARP. So what that means is it is a horror-themed LARP in the style of like the old Penny Dreadfuls that were written about the supernatural, and similar to kind of the concepts of the series Penny Dreadful. There's a lot of magic, there's monsters, there's creatures that defy human explanation, and the whole point is that for the Armistice, a group of different factions are coming together to negotiate a peace treaty between them, because there used to be an Armistice and it broke. It fell apart, and since then we've kind of been separated. Certain groups have been at war, that sort of thing. So the idea is that we're trying to bring the groups together, fashion some semblance of a peace treaty, and get on with our lives. Last year was the first Armistice, or technically this year. So the first Armistice took place in January of this year, and the official timeline, I believe, was 1897. So January 1897, the factions came together. They brokered a 1-year treaty for the Armistice, with the idea that we're going to come together in a year, see how things are working, make adjustments if they need to be made, and go from there. So we've had the first Armistice. The second Armistice is coming up in January of 1898. I did not attend last year. This is my first year attending, and I will be playing a member of the Eclipsed named Elizabeth Benton. I am going to be doing a character video about her, so I won't tell you too much about Elizabeth, other than I'm super excited to play her. She's actually a longtime member of the Armistice, or sorry, of the Eclipsed, not the Armistice. And I'm super stoked to get into her head and see how playing her is going to work out for me. So the Eclipsed are kind of the monsters of Armistice Arcane. So we are people who have been affected or changed by the magic in the world around us. An example would be Jenny Glover, who was played by Momo O'Brien last year, who was believed to be some kind of fae replica, who was under a curse. And so she was trying to figure out what she was. And you can watch her videos. I'll link her channel down below. So the Eclipsed, yeah, we're a bunch of misfits. And prior to the first Armistice, we were just starting to get organized, right? The Eclipsed had just started to organize themselves. So I'm just going to try and find the description of the Eclipse that was on the website last year for you guys. And then we'll discuss the publicly known changes for the Eclipsed. And go from there. So here we go. So many years ago, an arcanist with a flair for the dramatic inadvertently coined a term when he said, "There exists in this world many a poor damned soul, innocence lost and illusions shattered, eyes turned from the light to the darkness, forever eclipsed. True magic is a force of nature, often wild, unpredictable, and without pity or remorse. Sometimes, whether through happenstance or recklessness, individuals fall victim to these forces, and those untrained and unprotected from such misfortunes can be scarred forever by them. Physical malformations, spiritual possession, arcane diseases, and ancient curses barely scratch the surface of the dangers that magic can pose to folk both enlightened and mundane. Some few are able to conceal their conditions, at least for a time, but inevitably the Eclipsed are discovered for what they are and the dangers they pose." So essentially what happens is, if the Eclipsed are lucky, or if they were lucky in the past, they, you know, found some nice arcanist who helped them deal with their condition. Or if they were unlucky, they ran into the Sentinels, who are the witch hunters, the monster killers of this world. And they have very little tolerance for mistakes. If you mess up, if you kill someone, if you hurt someone, that's it, you're done. The Eclipsed, in most of recorded history, have shown very little in the way of organization. However, some few of the Eclipsed have recently begun banding together. Their numbers seem to be growing, and many disparate kinds of the afflicted are increasingly discovered working together. Perhaps even more suspicious are the rumors that there have been sentinel attacks on these groups that have outright failed in the last handful of years, something previously utterly unheard of. This seems to suggest the emergence of some sort of leadership among their ranks, one familiar with or able to anticipate the movements of the sentinels, and charismatic or powerful enough to maintain loyalty and control over the uncontrollable. Something is making the monsters that lurk in the shadows join forces, a prospect that should make anyone with sense at least a little nervous. So that's the Eclipse. That was a description from last year. The Eclipsed have since sort of spread out a little more. So we are working with the different factions now to support the Eclipsed in the different territories, because previously the Eclipsed didn't hold any specific territory. We were all just kind of clustered together. So well, I didn't. My character did not, even though she's a longtime member of the Eclipse, did not attend the Armistice. But the other characters have attended the Armistice. They got help for the Eclipsed and have negotiated that the Eclipsed would have a representative in each of the different territories. And that is actually going to be one of my jobs, is that I am the representative to the Esoteric Institute. So I will talk about that more in my character video. So the Eclipsed have kind of come out of the shadows a little bit. We're getting a little more comfortable with people we were kind of scared of before. We'd kind of kept to ourselves, but we're kind of starting to try and trust other people. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Eclipse move forward in game. We're starting to trust other people, but there's also, and this is public knowledge, it was on the document that was sent to all the players. There's rumors that there's a group of new Sentinels who are not following the ceasefire, who may still be attacking people. We're not exactly sure. Again, this is a rumor. And a number of the Eclipsed are no longer with us. You know, people who aren't playing this year, or characters who passed away. We actually had a relatively significant amount of loss at game last year. We lost, to my knowledge, I believe 3 people disappeared or died at game. I would have to double check that, but the Eclipse, we've dealt with some stuff, and we're kind of coming back from that now and trying to reestablish ourselves a little bit. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how that goes. I'm extremely excited to go to New Orleans. It is one of my dream trips that I've always wanted to go on. I am in the middle. I'm looking over here right now because my dress is hanging on my door over here. And it is, I had to cut the neckline out because it was like this weird like t-shirt neck. And I've just finished adding the new material for the neckline, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm going to add some lace trim to blend the two materials, and then I'm going to add probably like a bow with a cameo, and I'm going to have pearl buttons going down the back to line up with the zipper, and I think that's it that I was looking at so far. But I just with the neckline change, like with cutting out that neckline and adding the material, it looks a million times better. I did post on my Instagram if you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, the link will be down below. I am going to be pushing my Ko-fi in these weeks leading up to New Orleans because I am a single mom and this is a very expensive trip for me. I am coming from Canada, which means the exchange rate is kicking my butt right now. My monthly payment is like $90 US, but it works out to about $120 Canadian. So in the end, I will have paid over $1,000 for this trip. Well over $1,000. don't even want to think about it. Plus my flights, plus I'm staying for a full week, so I have additional hotel nights that I need to pay for. So I will be linking my Ko-fi down below. If I get like a bunch of donations to the Ko-fi, or like tips or whatever they want to call it, I will be doing additional video content. So I'll do some filming in New Orleans. I want to visit like one of the graveyards out there because there's some pretty significant famous like priestesses and stuff who are buried in the graveyards in New Orleans. So if I get like a bunch of donations, I'll be able to really relax while I'm in New Orleans. I won't be like stressed and pinching my pennies so much, and I'll be able to go and do these extra videos for you guys. I want to, you know, check out some clubs and check out some cool food, and I want to try a beignet in New Orleans so bad. The Eclipsed, I think, are having brunch on Friday before game starts. So that's really cool. I'm really excited to get together with my fellow monsters and try some good food, because this is this is a city known for its food, and you know, it's ghosts. No, seriously, the hotel is like really, really haunted. And when Momo, who is afraid of ghosts, went to check out like other hotels, someone very politely informed her that the whole city is just kind of haunted, and she would be unlikely to find a hotel that wasn't. So super haunted city. So we're doing a ghost tour with the Armistice group. Well, they give us a ticket for a ghost tour, and I think a bunch of us are probably going to get together and do that tour together. But yeah, I'm really excited to go to New Orleans. It's somewhere I've always wanted to go. I'm crazy psyched to do this LARP. Victorian era clothing is so much fun, and the Victorian era in general is so much fun, and the way they handled like magic and the idea of magic, and people who are interested in magic used to like get together into these little groups. So playing with the idea that magic was real and affected us and was like a big thing is really, really cool, and I'm super, super excited to play this game. I am dying to get my full character sheet. We've only got our blurbs and our faction updates so far. And our character sheets are supposed to come out in the fall, so I'm hoping before the end of this month. Looking at you guys, Peculiar Crossroads, I love you. But yeah, so again, just super excited to attend this game. Very much looking forward to seeing where things go. It is a completely different genre than I've ever played before. It's a character that's not really what I normally play, but I'm super stoked about. So just in general, lots and lots and lots of hype for this game. Character video is fully storyboarded. I have everything I need for it. I just need to finish my dress. And then as soon as that's done, I will be hopefully filming in an old Victorian era fort in my area. And if I can do that, we'll get some amazing shots. But yeah, just general hype. Yay. Very excited for Armistice Arcane. And cannot wait for this experience. It's going to be amazing. So that's all the information I have for you for Armistice Arcane. However, I just reached 100 subscribers. I want to really thank Cheyenne from LARP House, because I don't think I would have had the subscriber bump that I did, like all in one sitting, if she hadn't shared the video I posted about mental illness and chronic illness at LARP, and how we shouldn't be jerks to each other just because someone needs to eat chips in a video for their salt deficiency. But thank you so much, Cheyenne. If you hadn't shared that, I don't think I ever would have hit 100 subscribers, and I would have been sitting in limbo forever. So I'm super thankful for that. I'm really excited to have hit this kind of milestone. I want to do some sort of like thank you video or tribute or something. I might actually do a character video for a different character as like the 100 subscriber celebration, because like Elizabeth, I'm planning on doing one anyways. That's for Armistice, but I would love to do one for just another character. So like link down below, I have an assassin character, I have a couple of magic characters, I have a pacifist half-dragon, I have all kinds of characters. So like if you're interested in seeing blurbs about any of them, oh, I have a librarian who throws books. Anyways, if you're interested in seeing character blurbs about, or videos on any of those characters, just mention down in the comments below. If you're interested in what kind of characters I have so far, you can look at my Instagram, which will also be linked down below. My Ko-fi is down below. So, remember, if you like this video, to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you hit the bell, you might actually get to see my videos when they come up. And as always, guys, whether you're a hero or a villain, always be excellent to each other. Take care.